Okay, last time we have covered introduction to diabetes, pathophysiology of diabetes mellitus, clinical features or symptoms of diabetes mellitus with their physiological basis. Now we are moving further forward with diagnosis of diabetes mellitus. Today I'll take around 5 to 10 minutes only in DM, diabetes mellitus, then we'll move forward for the adrenal cortex. So here we are able to diagnose diabetes mellitus mainly on the basis of the lab investigation, on the basis of blood glucose level. So here normal blood glucose level fasting on an average 70 to 99 milligrams. So it is advisable. It is less than 100 milligram percentage. And postprandial, that is after taking meal. After taking meal, maybe after 2.5 to 3 years. If it remains less than 140. So here, if you are taking food and if your sugar level remains 140, that means your insulin is functioning properly. Insulin allows entry of glucose inside the cell. So your insulin level is okay, insulin is functioning properly. Third one, HbA1c, that is known as the glycosylated hemoglobin. I'll talk later. So its normal range is 4 to 5.6%. The next category is impaired blood glucose level. So here this is I use the word pre-diabetic or person who is not normal but who is not diabetic. So here if this type of the individual goes for the preventive measure or do something, so here there are chances of blood glucose level comes toward the normal side. If person is obese or overweight, if he or she does exercise properly and on proper diet for few days or few months, and there are chances of the reduction of the blood glucose level. So yeah, in this type of the individual, if blood sugar levels remain within 116 to 126, it is during fasting, it is known as impaired, and during postprandial state, if it remains 140 to 199, it is known as the impaired blood glucose level. HbA1c during this range 5.7 to 6.4. If during fasting level is more than 126, we can say person is diabetic. And if during postprandial, if it remains more than 200, we can say it is diabetic. And if HbA1c more than 6.5%, we can say he or she is. Suppose fasting is more than 126, it is not advisable to label person as diabetic. We have to wait, or we have to do the glucose tolerance test, GTT. It is known as the GTT. In few books, it is given as the glucose load test. So here, in these 75 gram of the glucose is dissolved in 300 ml of water. 75 gram of glucose is dissolved in 300 ml of water, and this is given to the subject. Before that, ask the subject to come NBM, that is the fasting, without taking any food material from the previous night. So here 10 p.m. onwards, subject is going to take nothing. He or she can take water, and we are going to collect the sample early in the morning, maybe 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. And before that, subject is asked to take unrestricted carbohydrate diet before 3 or 4 days. Okay. Suppose if I am going to do the test on 1st May, so here 3 previous days, subject is going to take unrestricted carbohydrate diet, and on the previous night at 10 p.m. after 10 p.m. onwards. He's not going to take any food. And we are going to collect the sample early morning. So here, before giving the glucose, we are going to take his blood glucose level as well as urine glucose level. We are going to collect his blood as well as urine for the testing. We are going for the blood glucose as well as urine glucose level. After that, we are going to give 75 gram of glucose in 300 ml of water. Again, we are going to collect the blood as well as urine sample after every half an hour. And we are going to plot this curve. So here, look here, two graphs are there. One is in the normal subject, second one is in the diabetic subject. Can anyone explain why curve remain higher side in diabetic subject? You can write in chat box. Why it remains higher side in diabetic individual? So look here, arrow. This is the zero. Initially, blood is collected at this level. This is the normal fasting level. So it is less than 100. In normal, it is more than 100. Look here, one arrow is showing. So here it is more than midway between 100 to 150. So maybe we guess it is more than 126. Okay, only one answer is coming. So here, what is your first observation? Here in the diabetic individual, glucose level is more than normal. Look at the two curves. In normal subject, in diabetic subject. In normal subject, fasting level is less than 100. In diabetic subject, fasting level is more than 20, more than 125. It is between 100 and 150. So it is more than 125 or 126. So in normal individual, after taking glucose load, there is a rise in glucose level. Okay, after 35 to 40 minutes, then it comes back to the down. Why? Because your is secreted, insulin utilizes the glucose. So that's why within next 2 to 3 years, the glucose level comes back toward the normal state, or it reduces. It is not seen in diabetic individual. In diabetic individual, after 1 hour, it start rising. And complete 2, okay, after 100 and more than 200, okay, here it is showing around 225 milligram. So curve remain elevated for the long time, maybe 3 to 4 hours. So here we can say person is diabetic. So here this is the diagnosis of for the diabetic patient. Now next one is the glycosylated hemoglobin. I think this is taught to you by biochemistry department. Do you know what is glycosylated hemoglobin? So here it is the glucose derived products of the normal hemoglobin. So normally the glucose is going to attach with the N-terminal value of the beta chain of the hemoglobin. So here there is a normally attachment of the glucose here with the beta chain of the hemoglobin. Now hemoglobin is inside the red blood cells. So your glucose is going to attach with the N-terminal of beta chain of hemoglobin, adult hemoglobin. So out of this glycosylated hemoglobin, HbA1c is the most commonly seen, or I use the word abundant. So you practically, for diagnosis as well as for other use, we use glycosylated hemoglobin. Can anyone tell me? Look here. After next slide, I am going to ask one question. So the rate of production of the HbA1c is directly related or proportional to the exposure of RBC to the glucose. Okay, so many answers. On an average, maximum 120, but 90 to 120 days, 3 to 4 months. So here, as glucose is going to join with the hemoglobin, the concentration of HbA1c, it is one indicator for around long time. Approximately, it is around half-life of the RBC hemoglobin, and it is 6 to 8 weeks, not 120 days, 6 to 8 weeks, 1.5 to 2 months. So now how this value or HbA1c is useful to us? How this value is useful to us? So normally HbA1c concentration is about 3 to 5% of the total hemoglobin. And in case of the long sustained hyperglycemia, as in diabetes mellitus, it goes to 10 to 20% of the total hemoglobin, provided that we have the normal hemoglobin. But in few conditions like anemia and pregnancy, hemoglobin concentration is decreased, so HbA1c concentration is decreased. So it is giving us the false result. So now, how these HbA1c is useful to us in diabetic patient? What do we come to know by knowing HbA1c? क्या पता चलता है? Okay, we learn by interacting. Look here, this is the normal value. How this value is useful to us? क्या काम आता है? Two answers. Okay, if you write wrong answer, there is no punishment. आंसर गलत होगा तो कोई सजा नहीं होगी. ओके. nephropathy. So these are the complication of diabetes mellitus: diabetic retinopathy, nephropathy, atherosclerosis, and diabetic neuropathy. We are not going to take in detail. It will be taught to you during medicine. So now the treatment of the diabetes mellitus: conservative treatment. So a restriction of the calorie intake, reduction of the body weight, regular exercise, medical management. We give the oral hypoglycemic drugs and insulin. So here for the prevention, ideally we do the regular physical exercise. If we are doing the regular physical exercise, we are able to control our body weight. Another thing is restriction of the calorie and proper food with the good fiber. So now summary, what is the diabetes? So here diabetes means, simple word, excessive urination. And in diabetes mellitus, we can write excessive urination with the increased blood sugar level.